and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a plan with me in my A5 bullet journal with a very spooky kit from LetsPlanIt. Here I am just showing you all the different pages of the kit. This is the deluxe kit on premium matte, and you can see the full boxes work all together to make a very spooky scene. First, I'm going to put the bottom washi down. This kit was designed for the Eric Condren Life Planner originally, so there's a shorter strip and then a longer strip. The shorter strip fits pretty much perfectly with how I lay out my spreads. So that's the one I use first, and then I just cut down the longer one for the other page, which you'll see a bit later. Something new that LetsPlanIt has been doing with her washi lately is actually splitting it into 2 strips, which is really cool because then you can use the bigger strip or the smaller strip. You can layer. There's a lot of fun things you can do, but because this one was more of a scene kit, I wanted to keep both strips of washi together. So I just layered the bottom piece and then lined the top piece up, and I thought it looks pretty cohesive. You can't really tell that they're 2 separate pieces anyways. And then I start layering my date covers. Next, I'm going to go in and put the full boxes. Typically, I like to stagger my full boxes when I'm putting my kits together, but for this one, because the full boxes line up in such a way that it makes a really cool looking scene, I thought it would be best to keep them together. So you can see that I'm lining up the top part, which is kind of like the spooky night sky, on the left hand side of the page, and then I follow up with the bottom side of the page on the other side. Now I'm just going to go in and put in the headers for today's stuff. These are kind of normally how I would start my spreads, and usually I will put a quarter size box underneath to keep tabs on any events that I have coming up that day, or a priority for that day, or just something that I really want to remember. So I will put those in first. And then underneath the full boxes is where I will put my to-do lists and anything else that might be coming up that day that I need to look after. For this kit, I tried to color block a little bit again by doing one color for each day. It's really easy to do with LetsPlanIt kits because she gives you a lot of selections for different sticker types of the same color. So you'll have quarter boxes, you'll have half boxes, you can see those scallop boxes. So there's quite a variety of stickers. It's really easy to do some color blocking with her kits. Then I added the midweek spread to the Wednesday day. I actually normally do those on Thursday, but at least it reminds me on Wednesday that I should be taking that picture, so I can have that all ready for Thursday. Then I decided to add a little bit of a doodle element to these spreads, so I actually went in and drew some kind of like goop coming down off the date covers, because I thought that it would just kind of add to the spookiness of the spread. And again, I tried to go along with my color blocking by choosing a coordinating color for the goop, I guess you can say. I am using the Jelly Roll gel pens, and this is the Moonlight series. So I've got a purple, a couple of different color greens, and a blue color. Just making this spread really put me in the Halloween mood. I was so ready to use Halloween kits. Usually I end up with too many Halloween kits and not enough weeks to use them, but this year I was pretty good. I actually just have enough Halloween kits to complete Halloween, although next week I'm taking a bit of a dip outside of Halloween kits because it is Thanksgiving in Canada, so I will be using a Thanksgiving kit. But otherwise, it's going to be spooky and Halloween kits for the rest of the month, which I'm really excited about. So let me know in the comments if Halloween is also one of your favorites, or if not, what your favorite holiday is. Another big one is Christmas. I often will do Christmas kits all through the December. Last year I had more Christmas kits than I knew what to do with, and actually ended up not using all of them yet again. So I really need to make sure that I'm on top of that. And do not purchase too many Christmas kits this year. As you can see, when I was showing off the pages for this kit, I also had the freebie that matches, and it comes with some really great washi strips. So I decided that I would try to use a couple of them and layer them across 2 days, which works out really well. And then I could just layer some stickers on top of them, such as for Tuesday is payday, and I could just layer the payday script right on top of that sticker, and it looks really good. So I was really glad that I had that matching freebie from when these Halloween kits first got released through LetsPlanIt. Now that the gel pen ink has had a couple seconds to dry, I'm going in with the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pen and just adding a little bit of white to make it kind of look like the jelly's like shiny. I actually saw, I think it was not Amanda Rachley, who was it that did the goop? I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll put it in the comments. But there was someone else that did a kind of goopy spread. Actually, it wasn't. I think it was Amanda Rachley, and she added the kind of shine to the goop just to make it look glossy, and I really liked that. So I thought it kind of gives it like a 3D look. Now I am moving on to the sidebar. Here I am just putting some glitter headers, and then I'm going to put the quote box in the middle. Of course, having some issues getting it lined up straight again, as always. I think it's the story of my life trying to get stickers on straight. I don't know why I have such a problem with it. But this quote box here is super perfect for this kit, very spooky. It says, "I am the shadow on the moon at night, filling your dreams to the brim with fright." Next, I am going in with a this week header and putting in my tracker box. So this is a full box that has listed all of the days of the week. And again, I just use this to keep track of anything scheduling wise that I need to keep track of, such as my husband's work schedule, or if we have a family outing coming up, because I will often forget those, and then my mom will text me last minute and be like, "Are you coming?" And for anyone who has kids, you know how hard it is to get going last minute. So definitely good to keep tabs on that. And then next, I'm just going to go in and put my habit trackers on the bottom. And I've been lining the habit trackers up from the bottom up. It leaves a little bit of space in between, but it actually worked out really good for this spread because I could use one of the kind of paint swatch stickers to actually put a header for the habits. I also decided to add some of the kind of goopy drops on this page as well. So I did some coming off of the quote box, and then again coming off of the habit box, or the like event box, I guess. Again, just trying to really tie in the kind of spooky element and add a doodle element to the spread. I've been really enjoying doodling in my Bujos lately. I'm going a little bit outside of my comfort zone because I'm not super artistic. My drawing skills are very limited, but I am starting to doodle a bit more and I do really like it. So I'm trying to add more of those elements even when I'm using sticker kits. If you watched my October setup, I did a lot of doodling. It was mostly webs, which were quite easy, but still, it was really fun to do. So I think I'm going to be incorporating more doodles going forward, and this is one way that is really easy to add some doodles to a sticker spread. So I will definitely be looking for additions that I can make to the sticker kits as I am using them, so I can keep using a doodle element. And again, for these ones, I do just wait a few minutes. You don't actually have to wait that long for the Jelly Rolled ink to dry. It's pretty quick, but I like to give it just an extra second so that I don't, tap on it and smudge it, or when I'm using the white pen, I don't want to go in too quickly because then the white pen will get covered in ink. So I just give it a few minutes before I go in and add those white highlights. Now I'm just going to add some other elements to the left-hand side. I'm putting in my to-do checklists. I didn't really leave myself enough space to do the full ones, just because of how I had the full boxes placed. But luckily, LetsPlanIt always does these dashed lines in her checkboxes, so it makes it really easy to be able to cut them down if you need to. You literally just cut the dotted line and you're there. So I just quickly measured out to see how big I needed them to be, and then pasted those in for each day. Tuesday was a pretty tight day, lots happening, so I ended up just putting 2 and then doing a larger one on Monday and then another kind of smallish one on Wednesday. Now I'm going to move on to the back side of my dashboard in the middle, my little Dutch door. First, I'm going to start with my meals tracker. This is really only supper. I actually do a full weekly meal planner in my traveler size, but that's more of a meal plan of what I plan to eat, and this is more a meal tracker for what we actually ate. So just a way to keep track of what we ended up doing. Our goal is to eat at home as much as humanly possible. We're really trying not to eat out, because in the past we have done that quite a bit, and it gets really expensive and really isn't that good for you either, because we tend to go for fast food. So we are really trying to cut back, and this is a good way to just keep tabs on that. And I'm also putting out a workout tracker. One of my goals starting in this last quarter, and hopefully gonna keep doing it into the new year, is really to start working out more, just being more healthy. So not eating out as much, working out more, exercising more, hopefully spending more time outside. But hopefully that works out. This is my goal anyway. And then at the very bottom, I'm just putting a small checklist box with the do this shit header. So these are just going to be some priority items that I absolutely want to get done this week. And then the freebie also came with this kind of not quite full box, but a little picture box with the same quote as before. So I just put that on the opposite side so that no matter kind of which way I'm looking at my bullet journal, whether my dashboard's on the front or the back, I still get that little quote. Now I'm going to go in on the right side of the page, starting with the date covers. Again, I always try to mirror what's on the left side, so I start from the outside of the notebook and work my way in. And now you can see I'm just lining up the bottom washi so that I can cut it down because it is a bit longer than I need for the page. So I just mark it quickly with pencil and then I just cut it and then it's perfect to lay down. And again, this washi does come in 2 strips, but I decided to keep them together so that I could kind of keep that spooky theme going. And see, I struggled a little bit getting the washi lined up on this side, but eventually I did get there. And now I'm just lining up Sunday. I usually won't put that one in until I've got the bottom washi down, just so that I can make sure that I give enough space for Saturday and Sunday. I used to actually measure it out so that they were even, but now like Sunday doesn't tend to be a busy day. It's mostly just cleaning. We don't really tend to do any outings on Sunday, so I don't actually need as much space. So I just kind of eyeball it, and if Sunday ends up being a bit smaller than Saturday, it's really no loss. Next, I go in and put those full boxes. Again, trying to keep the scene together, so I line all the full boxes kind of in a row rather than having them staggered. And again, just going in and drawing the goop out along the date covers and trying to match the colors so that it's more or less color blocked. And once the ink has had a bit to dry, then I just go in with my Archer and Olive Acrylograph pen and add some little kind of white highlights so that it looks like it's shiny. And now I'm just going to go in with the today's stuff headers. I put it on every day except for Sunday. Saturday, I usually don't even attempt to put a to-do list because my husband's usually working all day. So I try not to put too much on my plate because when I'm home all day with my daughter, I tend to just do outings with her or spend time with her. There's really not a lot of time for to-do lists, so I don't bother even putting one because there's nothing worse than giving yourself a to-do list that you know you can accomplish and then it just sits there empty staring at you. It's just not fulfilling. And then I go in with the quarter boxes, and again I'm going to take some of the washi from the little freebie sheet that I got that matches this kit and put that across Thursday and Friday. And you can see I opted to go for a bigger box on Saturday just to track what I'm kind of up to that day. And then I actually layered the Watch Scary Movie sticker that also came with the freebie because the Haunting of Bly Manor comes out on Friday, so I guarantee my husband and I are probably going to attempt to watch that on Saturday after he gets home from work. And then for Sunday, I just use one of the paint splotches and add a cleaning header because Sunday is a cleaning day, so then I just add a to-do list that's basically just cleaning because that's the day my husband and I will tackle kind of any of the cleaning tasks that need to happen around the house. I'm just going to go in again with the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pen and just kind of draw like a kind of spooky, foggy outline around the full boxes. They were looking a little bit dark on the page, and I didn't just want to draw around the boxes or do a drop shadow, so I thought adding this kind of like misty, foggy line around them would just give them a little extra kind of pop without just doing the standard drop shadow. Also, I thought that it fit much better with the kind of goopy drops that I did along the date covers and some of the headers, rather than doing just kind of straight lines. This spread is very abstract lines. Then I'm just going in and adding some additional checkboxes in some of the spaces before I move on to the right side of the page to do the same thing with that kind of foggy outline. And then I just have to finish this page off by adding the do this stuff headers and then my checklists onto Thursday and Friday. Overall, I'm actually really happy with how this spread turned out. I wasn't really sure how all of the doodle elements that I wanted to add would look in the finished spread, but I was really happy with the final product, which is saying a lot because normally when I get, I don't know, a little adventurous and doodle on my spreads, it doesn't always go as well, so I was pretty happy about that. I did go in and actually add some white kind of just corners to some of the black headers to also make them stand out a little bit. That's the one downside of being on the black pages, is that if you're looking at using black headers, they do kind of just blend in with the page, which can be really great if that's what you're going for, but I did want to have mine stand out just a little bit. And there you have it, my finished spread. Like I said, I'm really happy with how this turned out and that the doodle elements that I decided to add actually worked. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, like and drop me a comment below. And we will see you again next week.